This is episode number 5 in the 30-day beginner series. And if you're looking for your first dirt bike, we're going to start out on the short end. So if you're short and you don't want a dirt bike with a clutch, then you should start out on a 110cc trail bike. This means you're going to be looking at a Kawasaki KLX 110, a Yamaha TTR 110, or a Honda CRF 110. Some of the newer models, they might cost a little bit more than $2,000 if you're buying used, but generally it shouldn't take too long to find one of those models for less than $2,000 in good shape. The 110 is a really good size if you're, 4'6" to 5 foot flat. But even if you're taller, it's fine if you start out on a bike that's extra small. These bikes do not have a clutch unless you choose the KLX 110 RL. It's a little bit taller, has a manual clutch, but otherwise they have an extra low seat height. The 110cc 4-stroke engine is super smooth. The power is very linear, so you just give it gas and it just accelerates smoothly. It's really easy to control and it's super reliable. Just do your regular oil and air filter changes and it's gonna last a long time. These 110s are great if you've never ridden a dirt bike before. If you can ride a bicycle, you can ride a 110cc dirt bike. And even if you're big enough for a slightly taller dirt bike, you're not ready for a manual clutch, start out on a 110. You can probably sell it next year for around the same price and then upgrade to a manual clutch, which is the next size up. So if you're a little bit taller, so 4'8" to 5'6", you'll want to look at a 125 to 150cc air-cooled 4-stroke dirt bike. This would be the TTR 125, the KLX 140, the CRF 125F, and the CRF 150F. Most of these models have a small wheel and a big wheel, with the Kawasaki having 3 different sizes, and I'll have links to videos or articles to all these bikes in the description below if you want to read my reviews on them. But they're all very similar as far as the specs, the reliability, the power. There's just some little differences that you can compare, whether it's like the gearing or the seat height or carb versus Ep5 based on your preferences. But basically, they're all going to be great bikes to start out on. You just want to choose the small wheel or the big wheel based on your height. So the small wheel, 4'8" to 5 foot height range, and the big wheel 5 foot to 5'6" height range. Then moving up to the average size guys. So me, I'm 5'6". I'm kind of on the edge of average to below average, but the trail bikes that would fit you that you can still generally find for $2,000 are the Honda XR200. It's kickstart only and they haven't been sold for 20 plus years, but it's still a great beginner bike because it has the full-size wheels, it's super reliable and easy to ride. Then you also have the Yamaha TTR 230, which is basically the same size. It has a little bit more power, and starting in 2005, they haven't really changed at all, and it has electric start. You might not find them right away for 2,000 bucks, but if you look long enough, you can find an older model that's been well taken care of for most likely 2,000 or a little bit less. Because like I said, 2005, 2023, they're basically the same bike because they haven't changed. It mainly depends on the hours and how well it was maintained. Then I've also seen the Honda CRF 230F, which is very similar to the TTR 230. Occasionally they'll be on sale for $2,000 or less, and they are excellent bikes. They kind of have a cult following. They're so popular because there's a lot of different mods you can do to them if you want to keep it for a long time. I actually have one right here. But if you're a little bit taller than, say, 5'10", 6 foot, then you can move up to the 250cc air-cooled bikes that aren't sold anymore, at least the ones that are under $2,000, but you got the Yamaha TTR 250, the Suzuki DRZ 250, and the Kawasaki KLX 300. They're all very similar as far as the specs goes, with the KLX 300 a little bit more power and it's liquid cooled, but they're all very reliable, and they're not much taller than a 230 trail bike, but they're a little bit wider, a little bit longer, so they feel bigger and they're a little bit more stable. The suspension is a little bit beefier, so they can handle a little bit more weight and a little bit more height. And if you're well over 6 foot, maybe you're 6'5", you're gonna feel a little bit cramped on just about any bike, but these ones I still recommend starting on rather than like a 450, because they're very easy to ride, easy to maintain, and a 450, even if you have good throttle control, you're just so much more likely to lose control and get hurt, which I don't want you to do. And if you've already started looking for bikes but are having a hard time finding a good deal on one, you need to check out my next video. Subscribe for it coming out tomorrow, or click here if it's already here. And share this with a friend. I want you and your friends and family to start out safe and on a budget so that you can enjoy riding for many years to come. I'm Kelly Fagan from Motocross Hideout. Learn more, ride more.